in the next two games. You know,
Goal!
Oh, no.
Oh, there is a goal. And this is worth breaking away from the Tottenham chat because this could be massive in terms of the Premier League title race. Clinton.
Yeah, it's 1-0 and it's Junior Krupi. He goes to sleep, Madueke. It's a brilliant ball from Ryan Christie. He plays it in between Ben White and Saliba. And Truffert is in there. He whips it across. It does take a slight deflection. And Junior Krupi is there at the back post, 2 yards out to side foot into the roof of the net. But they're arguing at the moment. I can see it here watching it. Madueke because Ben White goes into Tavernier. He switches off Madueke. Good run from Truffert. Great little ball from Christie. And then
Ben White's got that.
And it deflects off Saliba. And it is a fortune. And Krupi taps it in. Maybe Ben White doesn't have to go with Tavernier, can drop. But Madueke has to stay with his runner. 1-0 Bournemouth.
Right, let's get back to Tottenham.
Well, we were going to. Before we do, it's all change at the Emirates. So talk us through what happened. Here's Clinton.
Yeah, it was the corner that was whipped in by Madueke, and they don't deal with it, Bournemouth. And Gabriel plays it back, and Christie's arm is up. And I looked at Mike, because I thought it was close, but where you see his arm shouldn't be in that position anyway, Christie. Bournemouth are not happy. It's a stonewall penalty in my eyes, and Gyökeres stepped up and buried it into the bottom corner. Should we bring Mike in or not?
Well, I should. He's got his glasses on, so he's ready for a studious response. It was a definite penalty, Mike, wasn't it?
I'm trying to watch the goal zone because these are all blurred. Yeah, I mean, there's the shots coming. Bournemouth's argument will be he's too close, but he's probably 3 yards away, but his arm is outstretched, it's above his head. It's probably going goalwards for me. It's a 100% penalty kick.
He gets the ball.
Mike Dean looking for a Tranmere goal, no doubt, which they come later today away to Chesterfield. Let's have a look then as it stands in terms of the Premier League. With that Arsenal equaliser from Gyökeres, his 7th in his last 9 Premier League appearances. It puts Arsenal 10 points clear of Manchester City, who, of course, go tomorrow in the last part of Super Sunday away to Chelsea. Gyökeres from the penalty spot after Junior Krupi had to open the scoring from Bournemouth 1-1 at the Emirates. Welcome back, and as you can see from the bottom of your screen, a potentially massive moment in the title race. Here's Clinton.
Yeah, Scott that scored, and they deserve it, Bournemouth. Arsenal have been nowhere near it in the second half. And Brooks plays the ball into Evan Nilsson, and you're thinking he's over here. Evan Nilsson, a good little flick round the corner. He runs off Subamendi, and he's in one-on-one with Raya, and it's a really good finish. He gives him the eyes, side foots it into the bottom corner. Really good finish from Scott. Arsenal are now side making a double change. Zubamendi's coming off, Mosquera and Ben White. And Ben White's come off, Mosquera and Jesus are coming on. They are absolutely going for it, and they have to. 2-1 Bournemouth. Good game, sir.
And for Alex Scott, only his 6th goal for Bournemouth. You'd have never known it by that finish. It was absolutely emphatic. This is what it means in terms of the Premier League title race, because Manchester City go tomorrow. They're away at Chelsea in the final part of Super Sunday. So the gap would remain 9 points, but of course it would give City the chance to close the gap to 6 points. They have that game in hand. And of course, next Sunday, they both meet at the Etihad as well. It is getting very, very interesting indeed. That's because David Raya is up, Clinton.
Yeah, so it's never a corner as well.
He's the smallest player.
He makes a big mistake, but Declan Rice is going to whip it in, and they head it. They deal with it. They've been brilliant, to be fair, Bournemouth. They defend well from the set pieces. You want me to carry on, side? Back out to Declan Rice, and it gets dealt with. They've been brilliant to be outstanding. Eze picks it up. Saya can't. Bournemouth are defending ever so well at the moment. They can't even get the ball in the box. Lewis Skelly's out on the left, and he's offside. And that will be it, side, because there was 5 minutes of added on time, and there's only 30 seconds to go. Bournemouth will clear it, and that will be it.
Goodness me, and the Arsenal fans are leading. The gap will still be 9, but of course that gives the opportunity for Manchester City away at Chelsea tomorrow to close the gap to 6, game in hand, and after that they of course meet Arsenal at the Etihad. It is getting very, very interesting. Full time's coming in, and no bigger than the full time in the Emirates. The final whistle has gone, and as they did in May in the run-in last season, Andoni Iraola's side have gone to the Emirates, and they have beaten Arsenal by the same scoreline as they did last season. 2-1. Junior Krupi opened the scoring with his 10th Premier League goal of the season. Victor Gyökeres then equalised from the penalty spot. But then Alex Scott, with only his 6th goal for the Cherries, it was a wonderful finish, gave them the lead once again, and they held on to that lead. So Arsenal dropped 3 massive points at home to Bournemouth. The gap to City remains at 9 points, but City go tomorrow away to Chelsea in the last part of Super Sunday, and then on next week's Super Sunday, it is a massive game at the Etihad as Manchester City take on Arsenal. Well, before the 3 o'clock kickoffs get underway, we've got to quickly reflect on what happened at the Emirates in the 12:30 kickoff, because as the Premier League title race resumed, Arsenal with a chance to go 12 points clear of City, who go away to Chelsea tomorrow. And for the second season running at this kind of stage of the season, Bournemouth have gone to the Emirates and won by the same scoreline as last May, 2-1. Clinton, you were watching this. Firstly, how good were Bournemouth? And Arsenal, I mean, many will now say the choke is on. What went wrong for them today?
They were slow, but Tim was just talking about it. The way Areola sets out his team. A lot of teams go to the Emirates and sit back and play on the counter-attack. Not Bournemouth. They didn't let them play. They were in their faces. They were pressing, made it really difficult for them. And listen, the first half, Arsenal were decent in the first half without creating a lot of clear-cut chances. But once Bournemouth went 2-1 through Scott, it was a different game of football. I thought there was only going to be one team. You would expect Arsenal to dominate, but didn't really test Petrovic in the goal. And
well, I mean, listen to this.
Really
their XG from open play, 0.19. Only one time lower than that in Premier League history at home, and that was against Crystal Palace earlier this season. Up front, in terms of open play, they're not firing, but that's been a theme of recent times, isn't it?
No, but yeah, me and Merce were speaking about it earlier. There's not enough pace in that Arsenal team. When they break, they always slow it. Someone slows it down, wants to do a trick, and they're not playing at the speed that they should be. So they're letting teams like Bournemouth get back and have their shape ever so well. It is a massive disappointing result. Every time they passed backwards, the crowd were groaning. They booed at the end, at the final whistle, because they were disappointed, and it didn't really test. It's not like where you were looking at Bournemouth and you were thinking they're going to concede any minute now in the second half. No way. I thought Bournemouth were outstanding, a brilliant result for them, and Arsenal were really disappointing. Out of their last 4 matches in all competitions, they've lost 3 of them.
3 out of 4.
Nowhere near good enough from Arsenal.
So, Merce, in terms of the title for Arsenal, listen, there's still 9 points clear. That could be down to 6 tomorrow if City go to Stamford Bridge and win. And then, of course, they meet the two sides on Super Sunday in 8 days' time. What has today done in terms of Arsenal's mental fortitude heading into the final games of the season?
Oh, we just smashed it to pieces. Absolutely, yeah. Now, all of a sudden, if Man City win their games, their 3 games, they're level on points. Plus, they've got 2 games to make the goal difference up. And then if they beat Arsenal, as soon as you start winning 2-0, that's a 4-goal swing straight away. So, yeah, majorly. This is now, you've got to keep away from the papers and the press and social media, because everybody will be saying...
They won't, though, will they?
Here comes the melt.
Yeah,
it'd be hard too. So, but that is a terrible, terrible result today. A real bad performance as well. Bad performance, no energy, no real... Let's go and take the game to Bournemouth. It was like, it was sloppy, So, for me, bad result.
What were you going to say, Clinton?
No, I was going to say...
useful?
I was going to say, I think Man City... Do you think they can win every game from now to the end of the season now?
No.
Still don't?
No, I don't think they beat Chelsea tomorrow. No.
OK.
We shall see.